Today, I want to share my biggest fear for humankind. Imagine a world where every single one of your thoughts, perceptions, and beliefs is dictated by someone else. Picture it like a roommate, someone you don't pay attention to, but who is constantly watching over you. Let's call him Tom. Tom knows your fears, your preferences, your habits, checking on your every move. He follows you everywhere you go. Based on this, he adjusts your environment, what you eat for breakfast, what shows you watch, and even who you spend time with. He subtly shifts how you think and act, all to influence your behavior for his own gain. Now, here's the hard truth. We may already be living in such a world with a Tom in our lives. Indeed, we welcome that stranger every day through our phones as we let algorithms influence who we become. And I know many of you have heard this in the past. If it's free, you're a product. Everyone now seems to know the downsides of social media in your life. Yet, those around me, myself included, are still struggling with their use. So I'm curious. Have you already done something about it? Maybe some of you have, but not everyone. So why is that? I used to believe I was in control of my social media consumption until something deeply changed the course of my life. And that's the journey I want to take you on today, so it doesn't happen to you. In 2020, back in the days when COVID kept us locked in, I was spending most of my time lying on my bed in sweatpants, desperately searching for any distraction to fill the emptiness. And as many of you, I guess, I found refuge on social media. And my screen time doubled, going from 2 hours a day to 4, then to 6. One type of content specifically caught my attention, the hustle culture and its hard work philosophy. It was perfect for me. I was feeling depressed, useless, without purpose. So I kept scrolling, and the more I scrolled, the more I was exposed to those videos, pushing me to compare my life to what I saw. So I started thinking like those people, telling myself I should always aim for more. I started talking like them, telling my friends I could not go out because I had to work. I even began acting like them, staying awake late at night just to work. Even my parents told me how I had changed. And 1 year later, after constantly pushing myself further, burnout was waiting around the corner. And that's only when my body broke down from pressure and fatigue that I realized this was not me. Looking back, it felt like I had become a stranger to myself within a few months, like if someone had implanted those behaviors in my head without me even realizing it. So I started reflecting on when things changed. But first, let me ask you this question. Who are you as a person? What made you the person you are today? The way you think, the way you act. That's where my process began. So a famous sociologist called Bourdieu expressed the answer in a simple equation. We are the product of our environment. And this has been true for thousands of years. In simple terms, our actions, behaviors, and values are not just the result of our individual choices. They are strongly influenced by our social environment. On top of that, our experiences act as a second layer. They shape us as everything we experience can shift our thoughts and perspectives on life. Until something changed. Do you have any idea what this number represents? This is the average number of hours we, citizens of the world, all of us, spend on social media in a single year. That adds up to 7 years over the lifetime of someone from my generation. So why does that matter? As you probably know, social media companies are worth billions of dollars just by selling our time and attention. And when I share this, I often get the same interesting reaction. Oh yes, Paul, we know that. So I go like, cool, and what have you done about it? Oh, I'm fine, man, don't worry. I even have this time limit on my phone. I tried this thing where I can turn off the colors. But wait, Are you really fine welcoming that stranger, Tom, this weirdo who knows everything about you, showing you whatever he wants you to think? And I think this was my biggest mistake. I believed so hard I was the one controlling that thing. I was so sure about it. Oh yes, I know, they're trying to keep me connected, to sell my attention, blah, blah, blah. I never really wondered why I was not doing anything about it. I think I was even lying to myself. And the only thing I want to leave you with today is this question. Am I lying to myself about my social media consumption? And if as a group, we believe we're making progress, then how do we explain this? The average daily time spent on social media worldwide hasn't gone down, it's actually increased. But the issue is far more subtle, even insidious. It's not just about the time spent. I feel like I was missing the core of the problem. Why was I letting that screen shape my life a little bit more every single day? And so there's a very interesting lab experiment on this topic. The setup is super simple. A single rat placed in a maze. At each turn, the rat believes it's making its own choices, following its instinct. But what the rat doesn't know is that every wall, every turn is carefully designed to steer it towards a specific direction. Tiny rewards are placed all along the way. A quick flash of food, a small light. So the rat thinks it is in control. But each step is actually guided by an unseen hand. So before we trust that our online choices are entirely ours, we should ask ourselves, who designed the maze? Those are the same kind of tricks we're being given to stay in the maze. You're constantly observed through various subtle signals, like what you like, the profile you visit, and your every interaction, just to determine what you'll see next. It's like letting that stranger Tom reprogram how you think and feel, all because someone paid him to shape your behavior. So at what point do our choices stop being truly ours? And this can have real consequences in our lives. Like take William, who dropped out of school because of what he saw online and now regrets it. Or Emily, who developed eating disorders after following new fitness trends. So I wondered, who is to blame for this? Is it like an evil person pulling the strings? I mean, at first, social media was not created to be a bad thing, right? It's more about this sneaky business model whose core structure resides in spying on its users to push content that someone paid them for you to see. And that's when I realized that it's more than just me being the product. It's like opening a door. I'm offering an open invitation for anyone to plant ideas in my mind, to dictate my behaviors, to shape my perceptions. The real product is not just my attention. It's the power to alter how I act, how I think, and even who I am. And meanwhile, Edward Tufte reminds us that there are only two industries that call their customers users: illegal drugs and software. So the more this algorithm shows me what I like to hear, see, believe to be true, what resonates with my dreams, with my fears, the more I become it, the product of the algorithm. And it feels terrible to think that just a few years can be enough to transform me into a different person for the rest of my life. That's why I believe it's my responsibility to understand my usage, so I'm not the one being used. So are you ready to join me on this journey? I needed to develop that consciousness to control my life fully and not become a result of what I see on the screen. But what's next? What should I do? That was my question. Should I delete everything? Well, I have good news for you. You may already have taken the first step today. It all starts with awareness, being conscious that we're not truly in control. And this digital consciousness is what protects you from letting that illusion on your screen become your own reality. But now what's next for real? How do I change things so I don't suffer behavior modification just by enjoying time on my phone? Deleting. That's a scary word, right? But before sounding too extreme, I'm not suggesting you quit social media forever. It's a habit, deeply rooted in our lives, and quitting suddenly might not be pleasant or efficient in winning this fight. Plus, I actually believe there's a lot of value to be found in social media, if used properly. So please, by all means, use social media. Just make sure social media is not using you. So what did I do? To regain control, I had to start by limiting my consumption, just like any addiction. This can be done using a time limit, screen blockers, for example. And after a few weeks of this, I started to feel way less dependent, as I was beginning to master my usage. The second step you can take is to try digital detoxes. It's about intentionally spending an afternoon, a whole day, and eventually a weekend without your phone. It gave me the chance to step back and learn how to spend time without automatically reaching for my phone, like breaking the habit. Regaining control also meant questioning what I was seeing online. So I started, every time I was scrolling, I started to question what I was seeing. Why am I seeing this content right now? Who pushed it? And for what purpose? And this can help identify emotional and manipulative tactics and recognize all the patterns to avoid them. Regaining control also meant taking charge of what I was seeing online and removing notifications. So I started unfollowing accounts that were toxic or unhelpful for me. And as a result, my feed became much more aligned with my values and who I am. Next, I tried deleting social media for a temporary period. And with enough discipline, this can be a super exciting step to take. It's like an experiment. It allows you to see what it teaches you. And if it doesn't work out for you, no problem. You can always come back. And eventually, and this is what worked for me in the end, I decided to reintroduce some platforms in my life, but only on some specific devices. For example, I removed Instagram and YouTube from my phone. And I know, for a computer science engineer and a designer, I'm such a boomer. And my friends love to mock me for using Instagram on my laptop. But since I've made that decision, I felt so much more in control of my life. I no longer feel the constant urge to know what everyone is doing or to get lost in those endless content loops. So many of us seem fascinated, even terrified by the idea that digital technology like AI might one day surpass human strength. But what if? What if it has already surpassed human weaknesses? What if the real danger is already here, like this sneaky roommate we allow to take root in our lives and grow a little bit more every single day? Thank you very much.